Do you ever wake up feeling stiff, sore, or already exhausted by joint pain before the day even begins? If you're living with arthritis or chronic joint pain, you're not alone, and you're not weak for wanting relief. In today's video, we're uncovering the top 5 cereals that work like ibuprofen, helping to fight inflammation and support joint health from the inside out. These are simple, everyday foods you may already have at home, backed by science and real-life experience. If you care about moving with less pain, protecting your joints long-term, and taking back a bit of control over your health, stay with me, because what you eat each morning may matter more than you think. Let's move. Number 1. Oatmeal. Oatmeal has long been a familiar sight on American breakfast tables, but for millions of people living with joint pain and arthritis, this simple cereal may represent far more than comfort food. In the United States, more than 58 million adults struggle with some form of arthritis, waking each morning with stiffness, swelling, and pain that can make even routine tasks feel overwhelming. For many, ibuprofen and other non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs, become a daily crutch. While effective, these medications are not without risks, especially when used long-term. Oatmeal is made from whole oats, scientifically known as avena sativa. So far, many processed breakfast cereals commonly consumed in the U.S., whole oats retain their bran and germ, which contain a dense concentration of fiber, antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals. Among these nutrients, 2 stand out when it comes to joint health: beta-glucan and avenanthramides. Beta-glucan is a soluble fiber found in high amounts in oats. It has been widely studied for its role in lowering cholesterol and improving blood sugar control, but its anti-inflammatory effects are equally important. Chronic inflammation is closely linked to unstable blood sugar levels and metabolic stress. By helping regulate glucose and insulin responses, beta-glucan indirectly reduces inflammatory signaling throughout the body, including in the joints. Research also suggests that beta-glucan can help lower levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, a key marker of systemic inflammation often elevated in people with arthritis. While the effect may not be as dramatic or immediate as taking ibuprofen, the cumulative impact of lowering baseline inflammation day after day can be significant. For individuals with joint pain, this means fewer flare-ups, reduced stiffness, and better long-term joint comfort. This is particularly relevant for Americans who rely heavily on refined carbohydrates, which are known to increase inflammatory markers. Replacing sugary cereals or processed breakfasts with oatmeal is a small change that can lead to meaningful improvements over time. These compounds have been shown in laboratory and human studies to suppress inflammatory pathways and reduce oxidative stress. Oxidative stress damages cells and tissues, including cartilage and connective tissue within joints. While ibuprofen reduces inflammation by blocking enzyme activity, it does not address oxidative damage. Avenanthramides, on the other hand, help neutralize free radicals and protect joint tissues from ongoing inflammatory injury. This dual action, calming inflammation while protecting tissue, helps explain why oatmeal is often associated with improved markers of chronic disease and inflammation. Oatmeal is so powerful for joint health lies in its impact on gut health. In recent years, scientists have uncovered strong links between the gut microbiome and systemic inflammation. Poor gut health can trigger immune responses that worsen inflammatory conditions, including arthritis. The soluble fiber in oats acts as a prebiotic, feeding beneficial gut bacteria. These bacteria produce short-chain fatty acids, compounds known to reduce inflammation and regulate immune function. A healthier gut environment often translates into lower overall inflammation, which can ease joint pain and stiffness. When people hear that oatmeal works like ibuprofen, it's important to clarify what that really means. Oatmeal does not provide rapid pain relief in the way a pill does. You won't feel the effects in 30 minutes. Instead, oatmeal works gently and consistently, helping lower the inflammatory burden that keeps joints irritated day after day. Think of ibuprofen as a fire extinguisher and oatmeal as a long-term fire prevention system. Used together appropriately, and under medical guidance, they can complement each other. Used alone, oatmeal becomes a foundation for better joint health rather than a quick fix. The way oatmeal is prepared also matters. Plain oats already offer benefits, but when combined with other anti-inflammatory foods, their impact can be amplified. Adding berries such as blueberries or cherries introduces powerful antioxidants that further reduce inflammation. Including ground flaxseed or chia seeds provides omega-3 fatty acids, which are well known for their role in joint health. Nuts like walnuts and almonds add healthy fats and additional antioxidants. Spices such as cinnamon, turmeric, and ginger contribute natural anti-inflammatory compounds that work synergistically with oats. Even a small drizzle of extra virgin olive oil can add oleocanthal, a compound with activity similar to ibuprofen. Together, these ingredients transform a simple bowl of oatmeal into a comprehensive anti-inflammatory meal. In the end, the power of oatmeal lies in its simplicity. It does not promise instant relief or miracle cures. Instead, it offers steady support for the body's natural ability to manage inflammation. For people living with joint pain and arthritis, that support can make the difference between merely coping and truly living. If you are looking for a natural, research-backed way to support your joints, start with something small. Start with tomorrow morning. Choose oatmeal, build it with anti-inflammatory ingredients, and commit to consistency. Joint health is not built overnight, but it is built every day. A warm bowl of oats may be one of the simplest and most effective steps you can take toward moving with less pain and more freedom. If you found this helpful, hit that like button to support joint health awareness. Number 2, quinoa. Quinoa has quietly earned a reputation in American kitchens as a super grain, but for people living with joint pain and arthritis, it may be much more than a trendy health food. Across the United States, millions of adults wake up each day battling stiffness, swelling, and persistent discomfort that affects their knees, hips, hands, and shoulders. For many, ibuprofen and other anti-inflammatory medications become part of daily life. While these drugs can be helpful, long-term use often raises concerns about stomach irritation, kidney health, and cardiovascular risk. This has led many Americans to look beyond the medicine cabinet and toward their plates for natural ways to support joint health. Quinoa, a nutrient-dense pseudo-cereal, is emerging as one of the most promising foods that can help calm inflammation and support joints in a way that resembles the long-term benefits of ibuprofen, without the side effects. Quinoa looks like just another grain, but nutritionally it stands apart. Technically a seed rather than a true grain, quinoa has been consumed for thousands of years and is now widely available in grocery stores. What makes quinoa especially valuable for people with arthritis is its unique combination of plant-based protein, fiber, antioxidants, and minerals that directly influence inflammation in the body. Arthritis pain is driven not only by mechanical wear but also by chronic inflammation and immune imbalance. Addressing these root causes through diet can make a meaningful difference over time, and quinoa fits perfectly into that strategy. One of quinoa's most important features is its high-quality protein content. Different cereals, quinoa is a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids. This matters for joint health because proteins provide the building blocks for tissue repair, including cartilage, tendons, and ligaments. For people with arthritis, especially older adults who may struggle to maintain muscle mass, adequate protein intake is essential. Strong muscles help stabilize joints, reduce strain, and improve mobility. By supplying complete protein without the inflammatory baggage often associated with processed meats, quinoa supports joint structure while keeping inflammation in check. Beyond protein and fiber, quinoa contains powerful antioxidants such as quercetin and camphorol. These compounds help neutralize free radicals, which are unstable molecules that contribute to oxidative stress and inflammation. Oxidative stress plays a significant role in cartilage breakdown and joint degeneration. While ibuprofen helps block inflammatory enzymes, it does not address oxidative damage. Antioxidants in quinoa fill this gap by protecting joint tissues from ongoing inflammatory wear. Over time, this protective effect can help slow the progression of joint damage and support overall joint resilience. Minerals found in quinoa further strengthen its case as an arthritis-friendly cereal. It is a good source of magnesium, manganese, iron, and zinc, nutrients that support muscle function, bone health, and immune regulation. Magnesium, in particular, plays a role in muscle relaxation and nerve function, helping reduce cramping and stiffness around joints. Zinc supports immune balance, which is critical for autoimmune forms of arthritis. These nutrients work behind the scenes, supporting the body's ability to manage inflammation and repair tissues naturally. When people hear that quinoa can work like ibuprofen, it's important to understand the comparison correctly. Ibuprofen offers fast relief by blocking inflammatory enzymes, often within an hour. Quinoa does not act that way. Instead, it works gradually, addressing inflammation from multiple angles, stabilizing blood sugar, improving gut health, supplying antioxidants, and supporting tissue repair. The result is not instant pain relief, but a steady reduction in the background inflammation that fuels joint pain. For many Americans, this kind of slow, sustainable support is exactly what is needed for long-term joint health. For people who feel like their arthritis flares unpredictably, supporting gut health through foods like quinoa may offer a sense of stability and control. Some other health foods that feel restrictive or unfamiliar, quinoa adapts to both sweet and savory dishes. It can be eaten warm like a breakfast cereal, used as a base for grain bowls, added to soups, or served as a side dish in place of rice or pasta. This flexibility makes consistency easier, and consistency is what allows quinoa's anti-inflammatory benefits to accumulate over time. To maximize quinoa's joint-supporting effects, pairing it with other anti-inflammatory foods is key. Adding vegetables like spinach, kale, or bell peppers introduces additional antioxidants and vitamins. Including healthy fats such as olive oil, avocado, or walnuts enhances the absorption of fat-soluble antioxidants. Spices like turmeric and ginger further strengthen quinoa's anti-inflammatory profile. When built thoughtfully, a quinoa-based meal becomes more than nourishment, it becomes a daily strategy for managing inflammation. There is also an emotional and psychological aspect to choosing foods like quinoa for arthritis care. Living with chronic joint pain can be draining, both physically and mentally. Many people feel frustrated by their dependence on medications and discouraged by the limitations pain imposes on their lives. Making intentional food choices can restore a sense of empowerment. Preparing a nourishing quinoa meal is not just about nutrition, it's about participating actively in your own well-being. It's a reminder that while arthritis may be part of your life, it does not have to control every decision you make. Arthritis is a complex condition that often requires a comprehensive approach, including professional care, movement, weight management, and stress reduction. Quinoa works best as part of an overall anti-inflammatory lifestyle. When combined with appropriate medical guidance, it can help reduce reliance on pain medications for some individuals and improve daily comfort for many others. If you are living with joint pain or arthritis, consider this your invitation to try something simple but powerful. Add quinoa to your meals a few times a week. Pay attention to how your body feels over time. Notice changes in energy, digestion, stiffness, and inflammation. Food may not replace ibuprofen entirely, but it can reduce the need for it and support your joints in ways medication alone cannot. Your next step doesn't have to be complicated. Start with one meal. Start with quinoa. Your joints may thank you for it. If you care about your loved one's joint health, hit share and help them fight inflammation naturally. Number 3. Brown rice. Brown rice is often seen as a basic, everyday grain, but for millions of people living with joint pain and arthritis, it may be a quiet yet powerful ally in the fight against chronic inflammation. All over the world, arthritis affects people of all ages, limiting mobility, disrupting sleep, and turning simple movements into daily challenges. For many, ibuprofen becomes a familiar solution, offering quick relief but also raising concerns when used long-term. This has driven a growing interest in natural, food-based approaches that help calm inflammation at its source. Brown rice, a whole grain that retains its bran and germ, fits naturally into this approach and offers steady, supportive benefits that can resemble the long-term inflammation-reducing effects of ibuprofen. The key difference between brown rice and its white counterpart lies in what is left intact. Brown rice keeps the outer layers of the grain, which contain fiber, antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals that are stripped away during refining. These nutrients play an important role in regulating inflammation, blood sugar, and overall metabolic health. Chronic inflammation is closely tied to insulin resistance and frequent blood sugar spikes, which are common in diets heavy in refined carbohydrates. Brown rice digests more slowly, helping stabilize blood sugar levels and reduce the inflammatory stress that can aggravate joint pain. For people with arthritis, this stability can mean fewer flare-ups and more consistent energy throughout the day. One of the most important components of brown rice is its fiber content. Fiber supports joint health indirectly but powerfully by improving gut health and reducing systemic inflammation. A healthy gut microbiome helps regulate immune responses and prevents the overactivation of inflammatory pathways that contribute to arthritis symptoms. When gut bacteria ferment fiber, they produce short-chain fatty acids, compounds known to reduce inflammation and support immune balance. By feeding beneficial gut bacteria, brown rice helps create an internal environment that is less inflammatory and more supportive of joint comfort. Antioxidants in brown rice help fill this gap by neutralizing free radicals, supporting long-term joint health, and potentially slowing the progression of joint degeneration when consumed regularly as part of a balanced diet. Minerals found in brown rice further contribute to its joint-supporting benefits. It provides magnesium, selenium, and manganese, all of which play roles in muscle function, bone health, and inflammation regulation. Magnesium is particularly important for people with joint pain, as it supports muscle relaxation and nerve function, helping reduce stiffness and cramping around affected joints. Selenium contributes to antioxidant defense systems in the body, while manganese supports connective tissue formation and repair. Together, these nutrients help strengthen the structures that support and protect joints. The comparison between brown rice and ibuprofen is best understood in terms of long-term impact rather than immediate pain relief. Ibuprofen acts quickly, blocking inflammatory enzymes and easing pain within hours. Brown rice works slowly and steadily, reducing the underlying inflammatory triggers that keep joints irritated over time. By stabilizing blood sugar, supporting gut health, supplying antioxidants, and providing essential minerals, brown rice helps lower the baseline level of inflammation in the body. For many people with arthritis, this can translate into fewer painful days and a reduced need for frequent medication use, though it should never replace prescribed treatment without medical guidance. Brown rice also plays an important role in weight management, which is closely linked to joint health. Excess body weight places additional stress on weight-bearing joints such as the knees and hips, worsening arthritis symptoms. Because brown rice is more filling than refined grains, it can help with appetite control and long-lasting satiety. Feeling satisfied after meals reduces the likelihood of overeating and supports healthy weight maintenance, indirectly easing pressure on the joints and improving mobility. To maximize the anti-inflammatory benefits of brown rice, pairing it with other joint-friendly foods is key. Combining brown rice with vegetables rich in antioxidants, such as broccoli, spinach, or bell peppers, enhances its protective effects. Adding healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, or nuts improves nutrient absorption and provides additional anti-inflammatory compounds. Including lean proteins such as beans, fish, or poultry supports muscle strength, which is essential for joint stability. When prepared thoughtfully, a brown rice-based meal becomes a powerful tool for managing inflammation and supporting joint health. Beyond its nutritional benefits, brown rice offers something equally important for people living with arthritis: a sense of control. Chronic pain can leave individuals feeling powerless, dependent on medications, and disconnected from their bodies. Making intentional food choices, such as choosing brown rice over refined grains, is a small but meaningful way to participate actively in one's own care. These choices, repeated daily, can build confidence and contribute to a more positive relationship with food and health. Brown rice works best as part of an overall anti-inflammatory eating pattern that supports the body consistently over time. When combined with appropriate medical guidance, it can help reduce the inflammatory burden that fuels joint pain and stiffness. Most importantly, it helps the body manage inflammation in a gentle, sustainable way. If you live with joint pain or arthritis, consider making brown rice a regular part of your meals. Pay attention to how your body responds over weeks and months, not just days. Relief from chronic inflammation is often built through simple, consistent choices, and brown rice is one of those choices that quietly but powerfully supports healthier, more comfortable joints. If you care about your loved one's joint health, hit share and help them fight inflammation naturally. Number 4. Rye cereals. Rye cereals are often overshadowed by more popular grains like wheat and oats, but for people living with joint pain and arthritis, rye deserves serious attention. Ibuprofen works by blocking enzymes that trigger inflammatory responses, providing relatively quick relief. Rye cereals work in a different, slower, but more sustainable way. Whole rye contains high levels of dietary fiber, antioxidants, and bioactive compounds that help reduce the underlying inflammatory environment in the body. One of the most important components of rye is its exceptionally high fiber content, particularly soluble fiber and unique compounds called arabinoxylanes. Rye contains more fiber per serving than most other cereal grains, and this fiber plays a crucial role in managing inflammation. Fiber helps slow digestion and stabilize blood sugar levels, which is critical because blood sugar spikes are strongly linked to increased inflammatory markers. Many Americans consume diets high in refined carbohydrates, which can silently fuel inflammation and worsen joint pain. Rye cereals digest more slowly than refined grains, helping keep blood sugar and insulin levels steady and reducing inflammatory stress on the joints. Rye's fiber also strongly supports gut health, an area increasingly recognized as central to arthritis management. The gut microbiome helps regulate immune responses, and imbalances in gut bacteria can trigger excessive inflammation throughout the body, including the joints. Fiber in rye feeds beneficial gut bacteria, which produce short-chain fatty acids, compounds known to have anti-inflammatory effects. By improving gut balance, rye cereals help calm immune overactivity that contributes to joint pain and stiffness, especially in inflammatory and autoimmune forms of arthritis. Another key benefit of rye cereals lies in their antioxidant and polyphenol content. Whole rye contains phenolic acids and lignans that help reduce oxidative stress. Oxidative stress damages cartilage and connective tissue and accelerates joint degeneration over time. While ibuprofen reduces inflammation, it does not protect joints from oxidative damage. Antioxidants found in rye help neutralize free radicals, offering long-term protection for joint tissues. This makes rye particularly valuable as part of a daily diet aimed at slowing the progression of joint damage rather than simply masking pain. Rye cereals also contribute essential minerals that support joint and muscle function. They are a good source of magnesium, manganese, phosphorus, and B vitamins. Magnesium supports muscle relaxation and nerve signaling, helping reduce muscle tension around painful joints. When muscles function better, joints experience less strain and pressure. B vitamins help convert food into energy, which is important for people with arthritis who often experience fatigue and reduced stamina due to chronic inflammation. These nutrients work together to support mobility and overall joint resilience. Another advantage of rye cereals is their impact on satiety and weight management, which is critical for joint health. Excess body weight increases stress on weight-bearing joints such as the knees and hips, worsening arthritis symptoms. Rye's high fiber content promotes fullness and reduces appetite, helping people feel satisfied for longer periods. Maintaining a healthy weight can significantly reduce joint strain and improve mobility, amplifying the benefits of reduced inflammation. When comparing rye cereals to ibuprofen, it's important to understand the difference in how they work. Ibuprofen offers fast symptom relief by blocking inflammatory pathways, while rye cereals work gradually by lowering the conditions that cause inflammation in the first place. Rye does not numb pain or provide immediate relief, but with consistent intake, it helps create an internal environment that is less inflammatory and more supportive of joint health. For many people, this can mean fewer painful days and a reduced need for frequent medication use, always under medical supervision. How rye is consumed matters greatly. The benefits come from whole rye cereals, not refined rye products with added sugars or minimal fiber. Look for cereals labeled 100% whole rye or whole grain rye, and pair them with anti-inflammatory additions such as berries, nuts, seeds, or yogurt. These combinations further enhance antioxidant intake and stabilize blood sugar, strengthening rye's joint supportive effects. For Americans living with joint pain, rye cereals offer something powerful yet practical, a familiar, affordable food that supports the body quietly and consistently. Relief from arthritis is rarely about one dramatic change, it is built through small, steady choices. Adding whole rye cereals to your routine may be one of those choices that helps your joints feel calmer, stronger, and better supported over time. Don't miss out. Subscribe now for more tips on fighting joint pain naturally. Number 5. Whole wheat cereals. Whole wheat cereals are often overlooked in conversations about joint pain and arthritis, yet they play an important role in helping many Americans manage chronic inflammation naturally. The value of whole wheat cereals lies in the fact that they retain all parts of the wheat kernel, the bran, germ, and endosperm. Different refined wheat cereals, which have much of their nutritional value stripped away, whole wheat cereals are rich in fiber, vitamins, minerals, and protective plant compounds. Chronic inflammation is strongly influenced by diet, especially by frequent spikes in blood sugar caused by refined carbohydrates. Whole wheat cereals digest more slowly, helping stabilize blood sugar levels and reduce metabolic stress. For people with arthritis, this stability can ease the low-grade inflammation that continuously aggravates joint tissues. Fiber is one of the most important components of whole wheat cereals when it comes to joint health. Adequate fiber intake has been associated with lower levels of inflammatory markers such as C-reactive protein. Fiber supports digestion and feeds beneficial gut bacteria, which play a key role in immune regulation. A healthier gut microbiome helps prevent excessive immune responses that can worsen inflammation and joint pain. For Americans dealing with arthritis, improving gut health through fiber-rich foods like whole wheat cereals can have a meaningful impact on daily comfort and long-term joint function. Whole wheat cereals also provide essential micronutrients that support joint and muscle health. B vitamins found in whole wheat help convert food into energy, supporting muscle function and reducing fatigue that often accompanies chronic pain. Minerals such as magnesium and zinc contribute to muscle relaxation, immune balance, and tissue repair. Magnesium, in particular, is important for reducing muscle tension around painful joints, which can help improve mobility and reduce stiffness. Zinc supports immune function, which is especially relevant for autoimmune forms of arthritis. For many people, breakfast is one of the easiest meals to improve nutritionally, and whole wheat cereals fit naturally into this opportunity. Choosing a minimally processed whole wheat cereal with little or no added sugar can be a simple yet powerful change. When combined with anti-inflammatory additions such as berries, nuts, seeds, or low-fat yogurt, whole wheat cereals become a balanced meal that supports joint health from multiple angles. These combinations enhance antioxidant intake, provide healthy fats, and further stabilize blood sugar levels. The comparison between whole wheat cereals and ibuprofen is best understood as a difference between short-term symptom relief and long-term inflammation management. Ibuprofen acts quickly, reducing pain and swelling by blocking inflammatory pathways. Whole wheat cereals work gradually, lowering the background inflammation that keeps joints irritated day after day. This steady support can help reduce the frequency and severity of flare-ups over time. For some individuals, it may even contribute to a reduced reliance on pain medications, though medical advice should always guide such decisions. Whole wheat cereals also support weight management, which is a critical but often underestimated factor in joint health. Excess weight increases pressure on weight-bearing joints such as the knees and hips, worsening arthritis symptoms. Fiber-rich cereals promote satiety, helping people feel fuller longer and reducing the likelihood of overeating. Maintaining a healthy weight can significantly reduce joint stress and improve mobility, amplifying the benefits of an anti-inflammatory diet. Beyond the physical benefits, choosing whole wheat cereals can provide a sense of empowerment for people living with chronic joint pain. Arthritis often makes individuals feel as though their bodies are working against them. These small daily decisions, repeated consistently, can have a profound impact on both physical comfort and emotional well-being. For Americans seeking a practical, affordable, and research-supported way to support joint health, whole wheat cereals are an excellent place to start. They are familiar, accessible, and easy to add into everyday routines. If you live with joint pain or arthritis, consider taking a closer look at your breakfast bowl. Choosing whole wheat cereals over refined options may seem like a small step, but taken consistently, it can help reduce inflammation, support joint comfort, and move you toward a more active, pain-managed life, one morning at a time. As we wrap up, remember this: joint pain and arthritis don't define you, and relief doesn't always have to come from a pill bottle. Small, everyday choices can make a real difference over time, and what you put on your plate is one of the most powerful places to start. The cereals we talked about today aren't miracle cures, but they are science-backed, natural tools that can help calm inflammation and support your joints from the inside out. If you found this video helpful, take a moment to like it, share it with someone who's struggling with joint pain, and subscribe for more practical arthritis health tips. And I'd love to hear from you. Comment below and tell me which cereal you're going to try first or what's helped your joints the most. Your journey matters, and together, we can take small steps toward moving with less pain and more freedom.